Tom, we have Kert Davies representing one share from Climate Investigation Center, and he's from Alexandria, Virginia.
Come on, Kurt, one share.
Came by proxy just to support the proxy access and the climate resolutions.
You bet.
We had a nice chat beforehand, and I'm fascinated by you and how you've turned this company from, I study climate change pretty much nonstop. I'm a card-carrying environmentalist. I won't go to the discussion of communism earlier, but this company has been, in my book, I've been doing this since the 90s, a culprit. And now you're moving from the culprit category into the solutions category. And that's important because in studying climate change, there's three things: culprits, solutions, and the impacts. We might notice that Texas is experiencing unprecedented floods. People have died, people have lost their loved ones over the weekend. Off the chart flooding. Currently there's a record heat wave in India killing hundreds of people, thousands of people. This is serious business. This is not just share value or dividends. This is about the future of the planet. And I don't hear you much. I see you as a real leader, and I don't hear you talk about climate as the crisis that it is. You talk about the solutions you're doing, but I see you could emerge as a real leader, as an advocate for solving this on a planetary level. I also see you as a details person, and the thing I try to do with my work is uncover the details that are hidden. We did the Willie Soon investigation that found that you had been involved, the Southern Company had been involved with Willie Soon since 2006. It was the front page of the New York Times. We talked about that. The company then acknowledged and is dropping that contract with Willie Soon. Now his only donor, you were his leading donor at the time, his only donor left is this thing called Donors Trust, which has been called the dark money ATM. So he's left alone. But you're also involved with the American Council for Clean Coal Electricity, where you're a member alongside Peabody. I can see that you're not hitching your wagon to Peabody's future. Their stock is trading down around $4, down from about 70 a few years ago. Yep. But you're in league with them through these trade associations. You're also involved with the Edison Electric Institute, where you're a vice chair. That's right. Both of those organizations are big operators within American Legislative Exchange Council. American Legislative Exchange Council has been called the corporate bill mill. They run state-level initiatives on a national basis to try to get laws passed to undermine or forward various things. Within ALEC, they've declared guerrilla warfare on the EPA. They are forwarding bills to undermine the implementation of the Clean Power Plan, undermine renewable energy standards nationwide. So we will continue to hold you accountable on those associations. And my question is, you've said that you were shocked by the Willie Soon thing. You cut it off. That's not your place to be in climate science. Are you conducting an audit of all these different ways that your operations are impacting the climate policy arena in a way that makes it consistent with what you're presenting here today?
Yeah, and actions speak louder than words. Nobody's doing more about the climate, particularly carbon and a variety of other things in Southern Company. Now, I look at my management council sitting here. Have we laid down the law about anybody that intervenes with all of these research efforts? Yes, right? Yes. I'll just tell the quick story. I forget what our market cap is now. We're about a $40 billion company. Enterprise value is probably $70 or $80 billion. It's a big enterprise. I'm the chairman of the Federal Reserve Bank of Atlanta. I'm the executive committee of the Conference of Chairs for the Big Fed. I chair this ESCC, and will take a bigger role in terms of protecting America against cyber terrorism and physical terrorism. I'm vice chair of EEI, and gee whiz, who knows what else I do, right? Plus run Southern Company. I was not aware of the relationship with Willie Soon, and in fact, I was with one of our corporate comm folks, and we were flying, frankly, to give a speech in an environmental forum in Chapel Hill, and it was this spring, I guess, wasn't it, or this winter? And she just happened to mention to me on the flight on the way up, oh, New York Times reported on Willie Soon. I said, who's Willie Soon? Just wasn't aware of it. It was a relationship that we had, and I must say that Southern Company in the past had a different posture than the posture that I've adopted since I've taken this job. And so once I found out about it, please understand, I have assiduously avoided, and I'm very public about this, weighing into climate science. That's not my role. My role is to develop solutions. And look at the action. Nobody's done more. So we've laid down the law. People understand that. We are not involved in those situations. Now, Sister Barbara, we've had conversations in the past. There are a lot of associations, ACE, U.S. Chamber of Commerce, a variety of other things, and we've had these conversations before. Our association with some of these organizations does make sense in some places, but we don't own them and control them, and we can't tell them everything to do. So we will be associated U.S. Chamber of Commerce. We're going to be members, and I think Chris is associated with that. In fact, we split that up. Chris is the representative for Southern on the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. I represent Southern at the Business Roundtable. That's the way we split it up. There's a lot of good work they do. It doesn't mean we agree with 100% of everything they do, but there's important work that's done by these folks. You know, with respect to ACE, I can't say everything ACE does is exactly the way we would do it. Coal must have a place in America's energy future. It is inescapable that we know America is moving away from coal as an energy resource. We know that, and look at what we're doing, okay? But we've got to figure out a way to manage that progression over time. So we will be involved in a variety of associations. Chris assured me we ceased being a member of ALEC something like 4 years ago. Okay, so 2011. So anyway, okay, thank you. And you can always hold us accountable. We hold ourselves accountable, and I appreciate you coming here. Thank you. Yes?